So, good morning, good evening, everyone. So, I have solved the question which was asked before me on Friday, and this is the question, and the answer is so if X were his regular income and 0.28 his overtime, that is given the question. So, suppose the employee is paid X amount in his wage and 0.28 or point one per 0.28 is overtime. That means he's paid his overtime 0.28 extra. So I am assuming that X was his normal wage. So X were his normal wage, 0.28 is overtime wage. So 0.28 hours, okay, and X were being paid 1 and 1.6 for his overtime. So he's paid 60% more than his overtime. Okay. So first we'll calculate the normal working hours and overtime working hours. That is X into 1 into 0.28 into 1.6 is equal to 52128, 5212.8. यानी कि X plus 0.28X is equal to 230.4. X is equal to 230.4 by 1.28. Okay. X is equal to 180. So X is equal to 180. That means he is paid 180 normal hours and 50.4 overtime hours. So फिर we calculate, second we calculate ये 52128 is equal to 180 into X plus 50.4 into 1.6X. 5.212.8 is equal to 180 plus 80.6X. X is equal to 20 hours and overtime is equal to 32 hours. So that is solution of the question. Is it okay for you? I saw the question. Is it okay? Okay. So now we move to the book which is in front of us. We will study we have done the payroll, we have done the inventory concept, and now we'll study the revenue recognition concept. Okay. Sale, that is sales accounting. Okay. Hold on for a second. I will So the actual meaning of revenue recognition or the accrual is that the money is due from him whether he has paid or not. That means I have sold the products to him. That means he is the actual owner. That is, he will pay to me. Suppose if I give him a credit, so he will pay me after the credit period is over. Okay. So accrual is the term accrual denotes something that becomes due. Okay. Especially an amount of money yet to be paid or recovered at the end of accounting period. That means whatever is due is given to him for 30 days or for 45 days. The moment the 30 days are over, the moment the 45 days are over, he will pay me the amount. So I will show the revenue that is accrued to me, and I will also show the accounts payable. So I will book the accounts payable debit and credit revenue. It is noteworthy that the revenue should be recognized in the books of account as earned as soon as the required transaction has taken place. The revenue may have been received or not, but when it has to be accrued in the business, it is occurred in the business. So what you will see is the revenue has accrued to me and I have shown that in the books of accounts. The financial strength will not reveal a true and financial picture of the affairs of the business unless all the transactions pertaining to that year has to be accounted for. So I will not see the financial strength of the company unless I am able to show you the financial transactions throughout the year, that is April to March. Okay. According to the system, the books of accounts had been maintained on accrual basis. So point to be noted is that companies are required to maintain the books of accounts on accrual basis. That is a must for a company. Whereas a proprietorship concern can, how if they want to, show it on a cash basis. So is this clear to you all? Any questions you have? Okay. So accounting for cash sales or accounting for credit sales. Cash sale and credit sales are two different coins. One will have the cash sales, it will not have the credit sales. So the moment I receive a cash, and this will be entered in the cash book. The moment I receive the cash, I will record the entry as cash debit, sales credit. And credit sale is a second phase of it. So the moment I record the entry, I record trade debtors debit to sales. So there I will record in the sale book trade debtors, or in the cash book. Once I record as per the cash records, as per the cash system, I will record in the cash book. Okay. Differentiate between cash sales and credit sales. is quite simple, quite easy, that cash sales will occur in the cash book and credit sales will occur in the sales book. In cash sales, the entry to be recorded is cash debit to sales credit, while in the credit sales, the entry to be recorded is trade debtors debit or sales credit. Business may sell goods for cash or on credit basis. When the goods are sold for cash, the process proceeds are immediately received and accounted for. In case the goods are sold on credit, the proceeds are received at a later stage as per the credit allowed and the terms of sale. So credit policy is the most important factor which the company will have. The proceeds the proceeds are received at a later stage as per the credit is allowed and the terms of sale. So business records sales either on cash or on credit basis. Is it clear to all?
Hello.
Okay. So how to account for cash sales will be explained in the coming slides, and how to account for credit sales will be explained later. Whenever a cash sales is made, first thing is cash memo is prepared. You prepare the cash memo. Okay, sorry, and deliver to the customer doing with the goods. The format of cash memo is given below. Format of cash memo will change, but a format is given to you. It will change according to the sales which is happening. For example, the shoes are sold on a cash, you will receive a different cash memo. For example, the mithai is sold to you on cash, you will receive a different cash memo. But 90% of these sales are happening on a receipt, which is a cash receipt, which is printed on a computer. A small chit is prepared. Business, first is the business name, second is quantity, third is what is the rate which you have used, which they have used, fourth is a description of the goods, and fifth is the amount. And date is also very important, because every day the cash is to be counted, so that will help in the counting of the cash. And on the last, the total, the grand total is written. So on the cash memo, the signature are there or not there, it is immaterial, but in this the cash memo में signature होंगे. Features of cash memo: it is issued in the case of sales transactions. It serves as a evidence that cash is being paid by the buyer to the seller. सपोज आपने 500 रुपए का सामान लिया, आपको 500 रुपए की रसीद मिली, 500 रुपए आपने उसको दिए. That is the evidence that the buyer has paid him 500 rupees and seller has given the material to him. It has to be serially numbered. So one thing is for sure, that you will record the transactions, and that recording will happen in serial numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. It is also termed as cash bill. When cash is received against the bill for sales, the word cash received is affixed. So generally, they affix the stamp. Okay, or somebody will write that cash is received and the material is delivered to the buyer. On the face of cash memo, normally cash memo is prepared in triplicate. You will have to note this, that how many copies will a cash memo have? Cash memo is prepared in triple copies. Triple copies means 3 copies. 1 copy to the buyer, 1 copy seller के पास रहेगी, and 1 copy उसकी accounts team के पास जाती. 1 copy to the buyer, 1 copy to the seller, and 1 copy to the accounts team. From the cash memo, the transaction has to be recorded in the books of accounts. The cash memo forms the basis of the journal entry. What is the journal entry being passed? That cash is received. From the rule, debit what comes in and credit the revenue. From the rule, credit all revenues and gains. From the cash memo, the transaction is recorded as the journal as cash debit, sales credit. Okay. Any questions? Any questions you may ask? No questions. So it is not necessary to record the customer name. So second most important thing is, in cash sales, you will not see the customer name, because customer name is not essential. You're recording it directly as a cash sale. It is not necessary to record the customer name since the sale proceeds have been realized immediately and the transaction is complete in all respects. Okay. Ledger posting of cash sales. The goods sold for cash are posted to the credit side of the sales account as shown below. To the credit of sales, you will see the entry as buy cash. Buy cash for 3rd of December, buy cash of 4th December. How much cash is received? You will see the single entry as buy cash, and along with this the amount 4,000, 5,000, or 6,000. You will see the respective amount. Alternatively, when subsidiary books are maintained, the cash sales have to be recorded in the cash book as Okay. In the cash book, the entry will be recorded as cash to sales. Record the entry. An asset used in the business sold for cash will not be treated as cash sale. You note this, that in case you sell a company's PP&E, that is a fixed asset which you use for the business, it will not be shown as a cash sale. It will be shown in the journal as cash debit to assets. Okay. Record the following transactions. There is an exercise for you. So I am giving you 5-10 minutes to do this exercise. Okay. Just do this exercise. Which entry you will record, which entry you will not. Just mention a note of it. Your time starts now. करिए क्वेश्चन इंपॉर्टेंट है आपके लिए. This question is important for you. Okay. So goods sold to Mr. Rajesh for cash. Got this? Yes or no? Answer is yes. 4590. Second में Ramesh bought goods from us. 7896. This is a sale entry. You will not record in the cash book. Raviraj bought goods from us credit. It is not a cash book entry. Not record this. Sold an old telephone and modem for cash. 2200 के लिए आप इसको इसमें रिकॉर्ड करेंगे बट वैसे नहीं करते हैं. क्यों? Cash sale to Helen 32,450. We record this. Priya paid cash and bought goods from us 3210. You will record this. And cash receipt from Raviraj. You will record this. So you will not record 7896. You will not record 10,115. Rest सारी चीजें आप रिकॉर्ड करेंगे. So any questions from this time? जो टेलीफोन और मॉडेम का है वो कैश में तो जाता है टू ऑफिस इक्विपमेंट में आता है. कैश डेबिट टू सेल्स ऑफ ऑफिस इक्विपमेंट. सभी का हो गया ये? Anything, any questions from anyone? So how to account for credit sales? This is the second topic. The goods are sold to customer on a credit basis. किसी को हमने 30 days पे, for some customer we will give the credit on 30 days. For some customer we will give the credit of 20 days, and for some customer we will extend the credit to 45 days. When the goods are sold on credit to the customer names is essential. So in the cash sale, customer name is not essential, but in credit sale, customer name is essential. It is to be recorded in the books of account. So, for example, you have sold the goods on credit to Ram and Sons. So you will record the name of Ram and Sons. So after 30 days, the credit period. So suppose you are giving the credit period as 30 days. You will go to Ram and Sons and ask the amount from him. You will go to Shyam and Sons and ask the amount from him for the bill you have rendered. So जितने भी sales होंगे, for whatever sales you have done, you'll go to the respective places and ask for the amount. Okay. This would enable the business to identify and track the receivables. Okay. When the goods are sold on credit, invoice is prepared and goods are delivered to the customer. The features of the invoice are as follows. It is prepared in triplicate. It is prepared at the time of credit sales in triplicate. First, the copy will go to the sales team. Second, the copy will go to the debtor, that is Ram and Sons and Shyam and Sons. And third, the copy will be given to the accounts team. 3 copies. Triplicate means 3 copies are made. It serves as the invoice cum delivery chara. It is prepared in triplicate. 1 copy is forwarded to the customer. Second copy is acknowledged by the customer that he received the goods. And third copy is maintained by seller for accounting purpose. I have told you 3 copies with respective 3 users. It is also termed as tax invoice when tax is charged on the sales. So irrespective whether tax is charged or not charged, you will prepare the 3 copies. One for the customer, one for the receipt, that is he has acknowledged that as sales, and third, the copy goes to the accounts team. It is referred to the tax invoice when tax is charged on the sales. It is discloses the details regarding the dispatch of goods, credit terms. So nowadays, most of the sales are what you call this as GST invoice. So GST number is essential to be written on the invoice, and the credit is to be given. That is what the credit sales are all about. So it will also mention the GST of the creditor or the sales for whom it is given. Okay. So your company name, invoice number, city code, zip code is the pin code, phone number, and what is the date. Ship to, ship to and bill to are essentials in the invoice. That customer is whom, but he can ask the material to be shipped to a different location. For example, I may ask the supplier of material to me to ship to the material to Lucknow warehouse. So the original invoice will come to me, bill to it will have my name, and ship to will have Lucknow location. Okay. It may have the salesperson name, it may have the PO number, the requisitioner, shipped via, FOB point कौन सा है, और terms ship के या sales के क्या है. It will have the quantity, it will have the description, it will have the unit price, it will have the total of price, and last में it will have the grand total. From the invoice, the necessary entries are to be made in the books. Thus, it is to be noted that invoice forms the basis of credit sales accounting. इनवॉइस के बेसिस पे क्रेडिट सेल्स अकाउंटिंग होगी. When goods are sold on credit, customer will be debited and sales be credited. At the time the sale proceeds may happen, cash or bank debited to customer. लेजर पोस्टिंग तो आपको आती है, हर एक किसी के इंडिपेंडेंट लेजर बनते हैं, सेल्स का अलग, ऐसे करके 4 लेजर बनेंगे, कैश का अलग, कस्टमर का अलग, और जब इसकी एंट्री होगी तब रिकॉर्ड होगी. The features of the sales book are: when the business has numerous number of credit sales, it would become difficult to record the transactions in a journal. To overcome this limitation, second subsidiary book, which is sales book, is prepared for recording the credit sales of merchandise instead of recording the transactions in journal. Okay. So the features of sales book are: it records only the goods sold on credit. Wherever the goods are sold on cash, it is not recorded in the sales book. It is recorded in the cash book. It is also known as sales day book. Outward invoice which are issued to the customer, forms the basis of recording the sales. What we will record is the credit sales, which is recorded based on the invoice. It is limited only to record credit sales. Cash sales and sale of assets are excluded from the sales book. The sales book discloses the quantity details, trade discount, and net amount for every sale transaction. The format of a sale book is given below. It has a format will vary from transaction to transaction, from company to company, but a general format is given to you. Sales book will have date, particulars, ledger folio, invoices, amount and amount. The total of the total sales book is posted to the credit of sales account at the end of every month. Okay, by credit sales. Sales के अंदर एक एंट्री आती है क्रेडिट सेल्स की, जो मंथली डलती है. Okay. This is a question given to you. Under which subsidiary book will you record the following transaction? So I'm giving you 3-4 minutes to solve this. I'll solve for you. Sold goods to Kamal for cash. It is a cash sales book. What you will record is in the cash book. Ramesh and company bought goods from us. 156,799. It is a sales book. Sold old furniture of auction sale. It is a journal book. The transaction will be cash to asset sale, will be a generative. Fourth is cash sales made to customer. 49,785. It is a cash book. Sold goods to Ravi Private Limited. 10,785. It is a sales book. Okay. So are you solving the questions? So is the screen visible now? So for the time being, the screen is not visible. You can open your own books and solve the questions. Don't waste time in looking here and there. Okay. This is my general advice to you. You can open the books, open your own books and solve the question. Okay. So is the screen visible to you all? Okay. Because for me, it is difficult to judge whether the screen is visible or not. So I am teaching from the book, which is not visible to me. And sometimes I open this screen where I found that the screen is not visible to you. So for me to look after your screen will be all the time will be difficult. So please help yourself. Okay. Illustration 3 is doing the sales transaction. Sold goods to Mehta Bros. You will record the sales. Sold to Adley on credit. Record in the sales book. Sold to Neste Private Limited on credit. Record the sales and give the discount. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. So any questions? Okay. Computation and interpretation of sales return and allowances, sales discount, and bank credit card sales. So you will see that what is a sale discount, what is a sales return, what is a cash discount, and the difference between cash discount and trade discount. The first difference between trade discount and cash discount is trade discount is not allowed to be entered in the any book. यानी कि ट्रेड डिस्काउंट को हम किसी भी बुक में रिकॉर्ड नहीं करते हैं, बट कैश डिस्काउंट इज रिकॉर्डेड। ट्रेड डिस्काउंट को किसी भी बुक में हम एंटर नहीं करेंगे, क्लियर है? बट कैश डिस्काउंट को हम एंटर करेंगे। ओके, concept of trade discount and cash discount. When you go to a shop, suppose you like a furniture. Okay, when you go to a shop, suppose you ask him what is the price. He says 10,000 rupees. आप बोलते हो बेस्ट प्राइस मुझे बताओ, आप कितने का दोगे? बोलता है, शॉपकीपर सेज टू यू दैट आई विल गिव यू फॉर 9,500. The entry to be recorded is for 9,500. Whatever that is the trade discount, because वो trade में है, उसका वो discount दे रहा है. That is in trade and he is giving a discount to you. But cash discount is something which you will record, that he is giving you a cash discount. Okay, goods are sold by the wholesalers to retailers in the market at the price listed in the product. In order to help the retailers to earn a better profit on the products, the manufacturer offers them a trade discount. Okay, the trade discount is mentioned in the invoice as a deduction from the gross price in order to arrive at the price payable or the net price. The important part is the trade discount is not recorded in the books of accounts. Okay, this is mentioned in bold. Trade discount is not recorded in the books. Only the net price is recorded in the books. Goods A, goods B, goods C, यूनिट प्राइस और क्वांटिटी उसने लिख दिया, ये उसका अमाउंट बन गया, ग्रॉस प्राइस, एंड व्हाट ही हैज issued discount, trade discount at 10%, net price is 15,300. So we will record the entry for 15,300. We will not record the trade discount entry. Okay. Journalize the following: sold goods to Varun for 20,000 and allowed him a trade discount of 3%. 3% मतलब 600, 19,400 की एंट्री बनेगी, Varun debit to sales. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Second is what you see as a cash discount. It is recorded in the books of accounts. Cash discount is allowed when a retailer or a customer makes a prompt payment on or before the due date. It is allowed to encourage the prompt payment. It can be allowed only when the payment is made promptly before the due date. It is recorded as what you call it as discount allowed. Okay. If a company is selling goods on credit for 30 days and the customer is ready to give the payment within 7 days from the date of purchase, the company gives him 22 days ka what you call it as cash discount. The company can allow the customer an appropriate percentage of cash discount for prompt payment. Okay. Cash discount is also helpful in reducing the operating cycle time period and increase the cash flow in the organization. Okay. Generalize the following transaction. February 3rd को sold goods to 18,000 at a trade discount of 2%. We'll not record the trade discount. Cash receipt from Raman 17,440 in full settlement. Okay. We will record the entry as Raman debit to sales account 17,660 600 का हम करेंगे सेल्स की एंट्री और उसने कैश दिया है 17,440 17,440 is to be debited here 200 is to be debited here discount allowed and 17,640 is to be credited here. Okay, by this we will record the cash discount key entry. Any questions? Accounting for sales return allowances. Suppose the goods have reached the customer. Suppose there are 10,000 goods and suppose on a visible inspection, he is able to say that 300 goods are not meeting the expectation which he wants to return. We will allow that return. The form sales return denotes the goods returned by customer due to defects which are visible, damages, or poor quality of the product supplied. The goods is returned along with the purchase return memo or invoice by a customer and a credit note is prepared and record the sales return in the books of accounts. What will you record it? Sales is credited, sales return is debited. So debit the sales return, debit him for whatever goods he is returning and credit the customers. So Shrimati Suraksha purchased goods from Doveton for 65,000. 2 days later, she returned the goods for 18,750 due to poor quality. And the customer has to accept the same, pass the journal entry in the books of Doveton. Suraksha debit to sales 65,000. Sales return debit to Suraksha 18,750. The sales return is a contra account to sales account. Sales is always credited. Sales return account is debited. Okay. 558 हो गए हैं. Any question? No? Yes? I will see you in the next class. Bye bye for me.